because fellow Ugandans, can you hear me, Jemo?
We can hear you.
For me, like I've said, I'll keep my stand that in this whole battle fighting corruption, we have to really understand the point and the context, okay? And these people come up to claim that, you know, money for accountability from one of our comrades. In what faith? Is it in good faith? Is it in good faith that they had money for accountability? Can we look back? Can we audit also these people on the personal basis to find out if, because lawyers say that if you come into Equity, you should come with clean hands. Okay, that's what I asked Ashana, by the way, in the previous space, and she got even better. Okay, and so should we ask Museveni, all his funders, okay, when he was going to the bush, should we ask? And actually, did we hear any such story that maybe Dr. Besigye, while they were in the bush, they were interrogating Museveni, where he gets funding to fund that whole kind of rebellion against Ugandan government by then? And so, for me, I don't even mind about whether Agora received the funding for his organization or not. There are thousands of lawyers in this country that have chosen to keep quiet. There are thousands of lawyers who didn't come to our rescue when young men marched to parliament and were arrested and were thrown behind bars. Okay? But if Agola, if Agatha, if Mutuzo chose to rescue these young men, okay? Because for your information, even Uganda Law Society came later than those people. And so, if thousands of lawyers kept silent, okay, Martin Luther King Jr. said that there comes a time when silence is betrayal. And Bishop Desmond Tutu said that if you are neutral in the situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of oppressor. Even when we are discussing all these things, we don't force you to choose your side, but you know your side. You are either an oppressor, you are either an oppressed, or you are a puppet, and the puppet works directly for the oppressor. So be careful with these people who drive this narrative. And their narrative is straight connected to what New Vision narrative is, to what Museveni's narrative is, to what the intelligence report that leaked and Deo Akik dismissed says. And so these are interconnected. And this is what I told Dr. Stella Nyanzi in all the previous space, that I asked 12 questions to the people who claim that Agora received funding and misused it. And so, and these 12 questions were not answered, okay? Sincere never answered my question. So what is it? Why is it becoming a topic? Why is it becoming a discussion? Have we given up on our 8 demands which you put in writing that we are confronting? Okay. Has the dictator left power? No. Okay. Are those ababa sente z'omuwa omusolo balekeddawo kuziba? Nedda. Okay. So why do we narrow this battle to our own Agola, who volunteered to help us and rescue us when thousands of lawyers in Uganda stepped aside? And so, Mr. Mugisha, you take on the mic, then Jimo, you will come.
Okay, thank you very much. Abasajja bankutte mu liiso bannaayi. Mbadde nkyabagamba ku kasente ke bampadde. You know, it was comic. The truth is that I have never got this funding, but I'm in organization business, so I just brought it up to show you that nange nyinza okuba nafuna funding, nga naye funding ya urban farming. So lwaki nange temumbuuza ku ssente ezo, because I've been in March to Parliament and I've been speaking about March to Parliament and I've been vocal about March to Parliament. And the next question on that was to ask that really, like Florence asked, when was that money, you know, that the Thinthis and other people are claiming, when was it released? And it was way back in April. Why, while we were still, you know, mobilizing for March to Parliament, why didn't the object? Because Agora, we asked who can, you know, help in you know, keeping our money safe, and people proposed Agora. Why didn't the Thinthis who claimed that they were with us by that time say, Nedda oyalika akabuuza sente zaffe tazikwata? Why wait until now? And they start disorganizing. In the previous statements, I'm a person who is keen in statements. In previous words of Natif in the space, he was like, I have known Thinthi way long. And, you know, we last talked in April. I captured the date of April when they started these questions. I'm not throwing away any person's credibility and connection, but you people go and read the chain. Who are these people? Natif, Thinthi, and other people as we go on, we go on. And leave alone that. Some people who are, you know, speaking loud about this, they are people who have even shared the space about March to Parliament. But right now, balaga bagala nnyo, balaga bakirimu wakati. and ekyokusatu nina gwe nnengedde ng'abadde ayogera nnyo mu space eri ewedde naye ng'ebintu bya sharinga bintu bya muntu omu amakulu abantu abamu mwabuusa bannayuganda ne mugamba bannayuganda you can do your own revolution as Ugandans. Temwetaaga leader. Some people have been feeding on this for so long, creating failed campaigns, and after they get money ne balinda ba creating ekagigi akalala. So when we came up with March to Parliament, some people thought that it's going to be a short-term gig as always, as they get some money and sit back. But right now, mubusiza bannayuganda tewetaaga thinthi, tewetaaga good girl, tewetaaga nze, tewetaaga Monkada, tewetaaga Jmo. You need to stand up as a Ugandan, go on street, protest and do the thing. So we should be with sane minds as we do as we do all these things. The discussion right now should not be about who is credible and who is not credible, because we had time to do what? To scrutinize. We had time to scrutinize since we started these conversations. And another thing, I ask a question. How is this money, the 2 million, Simaya $1 million, Simaya 200 because of it here, how is it connected to March to Parliament? And why do people want to intertwine it with March to Parliament? We have to speak with the same minds when we are, discussing these stuffs. Some of us, we studied, psychosociology. I'm not speaking this on my own view, but on a bigger picture, you have to know that when nina kibuzo kyembuuzizza abantu ne ngamba bwebanga ddala ssente zino teziri connected to March to Parliament, lwaki tuwunyiriza ekinyampo kya neighbor nti eba neighbor bafuuye mugende ku luggi muwunyirize, kigenda tuwunyirira tutandika okukolola. We should be in our house trying to tell our people tebafuuyira ku mmere tebakola bati, naye tutandise okuwunyiriza ebinyampo by'aba neighbor, tutandise okwekola obusolosolo. We have to be with sane minds. This conversation now, it has taken, this is the second day, bulijjo tubadde tumanyi okuresolving ebintu in one day ne tutambula. We have a bigger project ahead. We have 28th, we have Tuesday and Thursday, we have 9th of October, we have September ali mukujja, we have street preaching. And another question I ask was who is ready to take on what Agora was doing, or Agatha was doing? Let me put Agora aside. Who is ready to take the close Agatha was doing? If he's there, let him come. Kuba nabali mukukuba jajjata bali mukwazama n'okulekaana. They can't do what Agatha was doing, but they just come. It's like in football, nga tumanyi ne basamba mupiira naye ng'oli eri otunuulira olw'okubaga nakyo goole mulema kana ako tekamanyi mupiira adayira okusala n'akusala eno n'ateeba wakati naye nga gwe bakuteeka mu kisaawe, you can't do anything. So we should be of sane mind. N'ekirala, these people have individualistic mindset. They think they own, they speak, they are the face, they are what I speak, no one can speak. I'm above anyone. We have to do away with such stuff. That's the truth if we really want to move forward. The question is Uganda doing well or not well? Is March to Parliament one of the ways that we can use to make our country a better place, yes or no? Should we proceed, yes or no? But the question has been lowered, linked to a conversation. Is Agora doing something good or bad? Is Agatha doing something good or bad? Oh God, twatuuse tutya wano?
Actually, Mr. Mugisha, just a few seconds. For us, we are old enough to tell you that we participated in when Dr. Besigye was starting the struggle, joining around 2010, 2011 when we were at university. But still, the regime brought a lot of accusations towards Dr. Besigye. You procured the fake helicopters. You raped someone. Okay, and Dr. Besigye now we're in the manyo nemisango mu courts of law. Okay, but there is never at any one point, because for me, Dr. Stella Nyanzi, but I know her. Even the way she breathes, the way whatever, I know her. We've been with her. Okay, never at any one moment did we direct guns to Dr. Besigye. Njibanda state bye kuvunana bino biri bitya. Okay, we gave it a test of time. And eventually, it was proven that it was fake allegations for the government to water down the whole struggle. And so, Mugisha, continue. I just wanted to give you that precedent.
Okay, so thank you very much. Era olaba abaali batusekerera bakomyewo bafune ku nseko bw'otunuulira wansi wano wonna ogenda kulabawo abantu abamu abaatandika otuseka nga we are moving on nga bagamba so they have come to see ddala kye baasiga kiri mu kubala era ne mutafuna bwongo bannayuganda. Omusajja amanyi okubuuza ani yaloga bannayuganda okubeera nti buli omu abantu abamu buli waalabalabawo kagiigi. Tulina okubeera ne sane minds era nze nsaba Monkada kino ekintu kiwe only 30 minutes. I'm just requesting. Then we move forward. Kuba kyekijjo baluma kasaba n'alaba nga bye boogera temubiwadde emphasis nga mu moving forward. Yes, kitutwalidde ekiro kyejjo ne half of the day of today. bwe banalange ekyo tukivuddeko nga tuzze ku kutandika strategies zaffe kijja kuba kirina kikituyamba. And the question is, these people who are asking and doing a lot of abali mutuwunyirira abalinga omukka gw'ennyuma bagudde eno bwe gudde eri
Wangi.
ola tufiirwa oba tetufiirwa, they are just small pebbles, you know, in an ocean. Me, I told people ne bwe nasigala nga ndi omu nga tuli babiri, yes njagenda ku street bansekerere, yes nja kusigala nkyogerako bansekerere, naye nja kusigala nga ntambula one way. Sekyenjo bagamba, people have been questioning us from day one, but we should learn how to breathe in, breathe out, drink some water, move forward.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Mugisha, our own. I'll give a good girl to take on the mantle and invite more other speakers to give them just 1 minute to comment about this. Then we progress, because I call this space progressive. It's not the other one, is the corruption fighting, but no, progressive. So, but we shall not deny you a chance to speak. Good girl, you call. Starting with Sal, maybe. Michael, are you there?
Good girl is drinking some water to calm down. They had.
Yes, okay. Sarah.
Higher you go, the cooler it becomes.
Hello. My people, what's going on? I just joined the space, ne crashing for starters. Nayen sounds a good girl, I would say. And I'm of the same school of thought. Until we started, one of the reasons we wake up every day, attend these spaces, do whatever we have been doing for the past God knows how long, is because we had a common goal, and the common goal is corruption. And the corruption, we all agreed that we start with Parliament, and we agreed on the reasons as to why we should start there. Now, and reasons, one of the reasons is because we are demanding for accountability of taxpayers' money. Now, if we start jumping on other things, Agora this, somebody else is going to show up with something else. Is it taxpayers' money? Was that our primary goal? And we're getting distracted already. The other thing is to look back at where this whole thing stemmed from. Like it started like 2 days ago? Well, that's when I picked up on it. But where did it come from? If we see who started that narrative, we should be able to discern and realize, you know what? There is something that has been put in, because one, Bachimaituli passionate about corruption, Bachimaituli passionate about accountability. Kanye Wachika Basolo to take exactly that. And guess what? We're falling for it. Are we now going to take all our energy to diverting it to Gendeko Agora? Agora body funded by whoever, which is apparently by the US or wherever they are. They're not taking from our pockets. And even if they were, at this point in time, we have bigger fish to fry, Banang. We have bigger fish to fry. How many are we? Tuli batono. Chokate na manyi getuli na matono. Tutanso gate kenu. Zendi kusaidi. There's no time or the energy for that. Abantu bafu dejitezi. Due to corruption, KCCA let these people down. Baba said they murdered our people. Abana Baliku Street who do not have a future tomorrow. Is even Agora connected to that? Us going after Agora, how is that going to even improve anything? We all agree, Omlama Gotuliko, it's a long-term thing. We know that if we stay focused and build our cause, how are we going to wake up tomorrow and say, is it even constitutional? What we're doing is constitutional. Is us going after Agora constitutional? Tebitukwatako tetugenda kubuukira buli kimu niwe tusanga wali empinga alina gwa, but we have to focus on the bigger fish. The bigger fish is we're going for that, and we know once we accomplish that, tujja kuba tutereezezza ensi yaffe, buli kimu kijja falling in place. We're not going to go for any other thing apart from Parliament. Kuba buli kimu stemming up from Parliament. We are wasting too much time and energy, and this is how we're going to lose people. Abantu babiveeko bagambe anze najja lwaki, because of this cause, but since people are not focusing on that, I'm going to go and do something else. I'm not going to discuss this. I mean, I just came in thinking, what is going on? Seriously, today, Kumulamwa, we have a lot of stuff to accomplish. Thank you. I beg to submit.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. Jemo Ali? Jemo Ali, can you hear me? Jemo, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Sarah, can you hear Jemo? Dada, can you hear Jemo?
I
can't hear her.
Drop and come back.
Jemo, you can drop. I think you have problems with network. Let's have
can switch to listen, then
Wesley has been here like forever. I don't know. Even on the previous space, he didn't speak, so I think you should give him a chance to speak.
I can't see him. Can you see him?
Yeah, I can see him. Wesley, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. I'm the one Ugandan. Okay, mine are going to be very brief. Number one, look, I understand that from that space where we had Cynthia and she was being asked the questions, and then she wasn't able to give her answers well to everyone's satisfaction, and then she started, the pressure, became a lot. I understand that Ashana maybe at some point, began to feel a very deep sympathy. She, she's on called Cynthia to the space, made these promises, it will be fine. And then all of a sudden, she has a bad experience and all that. Now, thank God this space is recorded. Ashana, do not let such things really influence your position on issues, please. It's right that, some of the things that you're saying, oh, let's not gang up on people, let's not do this. Calling for accountability is paramount, as you said. So when we call for accountability and it's heard, and then we move on from it, because it was one night, done and over. I remember Florence saying, fine, we have dealt with it, let's move on. You see, we wash ourselves of it, we wash ourselves with the funding, and we move on to the next thing. Now, tomorrow morning, everybody will be at Buganda Road Court. Okanya has his bail hearing, and we have to, go and support and just be there for our own brother. And then Tuesday, we have the March to Parliament. Now, to summarize, honestly, I'm over all this, to be honest. And I'm not going to tweet or respond to anything about this whole thing ever again. And yeah, if everybody does the same, it will fizzle out by the next hour. I've been up since yesterday morning. It's coming to 1 o'clock where I am, and I haven't slept in more than 24 hours, and it's getting to me. So because of all this, I'm really sick of it, and we have to make sure that we do not continue at all. Everyone has their stance. Everyone is an absolutist for free speech, and everyone is saying, if we do it, we have to do it right and all this. Fine, okay. All the while ignoring the arguments of the other people saying that where's the evidence and so on. It's selective, like Ashana had even said, selective hearing. They're also doing that. But enough pointing fingers at one another. March to Parliament and stopping corruption in our country and making our country far much greater is more important than you and me. It's more important than Dr. Stella, than Moncada, than George and everybody else. March to Parliament and to make sure we citizens have the power of our country, where our leaders work for us, that's what's important. So, one and all, we'll be at Buganda Road Court tomorrow morning, and by the grace of God, Okanya will be free and out of police custody. So, the focus is back on. We are marching for God and Uganda. We are marching against corruption. We are marching so that Anita Among, who dares to say that 100+ MPs signing for a motion to be tabled in Parliament and to be debated, not even for them to be censured, debating their censure, that she has the nerve to say, not in my house, as was quoted by the newspaper, to completely remove it from and refuse that it be heard. That's why she must resign. Not even just that, she has this arrogance. Remember what she said at Luengo with Chinyamatama. Oh, if they're stolen, as long as they shared with you, it's fine. We cannot have such people leading our country. She must resign. No one is calling for her to be harmed in any way. Our country must go back to what's, in fact, not even back, because we've not had it anymore. Let us do different. Let us be different. They all want us to just engage in this public squabble. Well, too bad for them. We have moved on from that. We're no longer there. That's old news. That's yesterday's news. Tomorrow we are marching against the impunity in Parliament's commissioners, where they steal our money, where they continue to award themselves excessive amounts, where all parliamentarians will go on giving themselves 40 million shillings plus. Their money must be reduced to 3 million, nothing more to be debated about that. We must make sure corruption across the country completely is no longer heard of. No one should think of Uganda and think of the corruption, or even of the rot, or the dirt, or the failure to collect rubbish, or the impunity of KCCA and its executive director to not give a response when a tragedy comes up. We must fix all these things. It's your duty, you and me. It's our country, and no one else will fix it if we don't. And if the people who are older are weak and sleeping on the job, well, we wake them up and we say, hey, you, get up and fix this country, or we will vote you out, we'll remove you, and we'll do it ourselves. Look, we love Uganda. I personally love Uganda incredibly. I do not want to see Uganda become Libya. Every protest so far has been peaceful. No one has died like we saw in Kenya and in Nigeria. No one. No one. We have not been throwing stones. We have not attacked any police officer. Nothing at all. That means we are marching peacefully for God and our Uganda. And we will make sure it's fixed. And hopefully when our children, are older, we will tell them that we did something wonderful for them. So
Thank you.
But Buganda Road on Monday, tomorrow morning. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to have Mr. Nkumbi, Sheshe, and then George V. Otieno in that order. Nkumbi, are you there?
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible enough?
Yes, but there's some noise behind you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm around some machines, but I'm kind of going fast. So, is it okay now here?
Okay, continue.
Okay. So, about the issue of money, finances, sorry, abantu mwena abali affected, abali bebalumbye. Let's say, since we are fighting corruption, we know we are now accountability, right? But whenever we shall discuss finances, the group were like on this space, we shall always keep behind to get closer or thinking beyond what we should do next. I think the issues of finances, we should, I'm just suggesting, we should handle finances. That's what I'm saying. We don't bring it here. So we in the mass, so because you guys, some of you,
Nkombi,
yeah,
wait a bit. Nkombi, wait a bit.
yeah.
Guys, if you're in for discourse and you are not a mere listener, let's share this space kindly, because I'm seeing only 9 shares. Yagali is abalala okulia this kind of information. Thank you. You share the space. Thank you. Continue.
Okay, so I was saying, like, some of us, like, we have told us here, everyone is welcome. We join this course, we fight for Uganda, and we have Uganda back. Now, yeah, we talk discussing the issues. The other thing, and I will admit, let's say, you're good in figures. They're not good in figures. What am I trying to bring out? Like, some people give in their money, they're like, we don't even want to know what will come out or about the accountability. We don't want to know. Let the money go there, do what it's supposed to do. For me, what I'm suggesting, that let's have like a group, let's have like a few elders, a few lawyers to take this, like, to be responsible over money. We're responsible over issues. Let's say people are in prison. Let's say this police bonds. Let's say like courts. All the things are handled there. They don't come here in the group. For us here, we only discuss the way forward for the cause. I'll give an example of the people in the Gulf. I'm one of them. When they came together, that's what I'm saying. Most of these people are taking like these spaces like they have a national code. These people that are highly, well educated. That's it here. They don't want to come here. So we try to share the space, as we've been saying. We share the space in these groups so that these people come and join us. But we are not the only person. Not saying that you're discussing figures. You know, these are the very people that are very always frustrated with their money. So you're discussing figures. About boyfriend, this kind of people. So and if you won't join, like you won't win this course alone. We all need to join together. The force, and we put down the dictator. We put down the corruption thing. When we are all traders, even when I'm later, and they're not good in figures. Keep away the figures from this space and hide them somewhere. Let's have a few people that are legit, that are, let them keep the things there. The allies are giving accountability. If you want accountability, you go to those people and you ask for accountability. They don't come here. Here we discuss things. If you get you, that's what Kimbaden server. So that's one
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kombi. Thank you. Thank you for your contributions. Sheshe, then George.
George can talk because I'm still in the jam.
Okay, George. George, are you there? Okay, George is not ready.
Hey, I'm there, but perhaps we could have the next speaker as I finish up something shortly.
Okay, Elam Dada.
Yes. Before I, digress into the folklore, let me first remind everyone here that on 20th we have a town hall meeting. 20th, and that is Tuesday. And we should spread the message as far as possible. We should, post it on our timelines. Moncada has already posted the poster, on the comment section. I see so many people here, but the reposts are so few. We need to be reposting this. We need to be doing the activation, because already 5 hours into the day, we have spent a lot of time discussing things that we should have discussed in a very small time. But also to have my 2 cents on it. My idea is that first of all, I have had the opportunity to meet some of the people at Agora, and we've done some things with them. But I want to say that we are the ones literally who are blowing this whole thing, out of proportion, because all of us here, if I just ask for hands, how many of us really doubt Agora? If you doubt it, you put your hand up. I think it will be very few. So we are literally preaching to already a converted group of people. We all believe. That is why we know that the resources are safe, with them. But if there's anyone who has any kind of proof, it's okay, let them go on. We have to mind, what we are all about, because I believe most of these spaces right now are supposed to be for activation. Like we're supposed to be, like the previous space that crashed, the Chinumianti, we had over 100 plus people, but there were few mentions of, what we're going to be doing the next week. And yet we are having new people coming to hear us here. People come to these spaces to get this information, when, where, what, and this is what we have to be talking about repeatedly. So it has been sad that we have left, that issue to, drag on for that long, and people have even, digressed into issues that are not, I've even had people clashing here for no reason whatsoever, no reason whatsoever, because Agatha as a person can fight the battles that are going against her, unless you see someone here that, they are posting and retweeting against her, you talk to them directly. But if that is not the case, then let the other group, the other small group that is doing, so let them do whatever they're doing. When every time we come and echo it here and, be sensational about it, there's a way it gives a lot of importance to it. But for me, it is not, because she's safe with the money. Okay, what Agora does and everything that they do, they have their own issues, and if there's anyone who can check and balance them, well and good, go ahead. You have your time. For us, we are here discussing March to Parliament and what is going on Tuesday. We have a town call on Tuesday. Town call. It is a ghetto youth out there. This Tuesday is going to be a different one. We have, a town call. Why? Because there are so many things to talk about. Okay? Kasasiro mungi nyo everywhere, especially if you're in Kampala and Wakiso. There's so much Kasasiro. Why? Because people died in Chitezi. Today is already 8 days past a week, and we still have people buried in the rubble. These are things we have to be echoing here in this space all the time. Buli afuna kazi ndalo notabyogera ko no digressing. Womaze budde. Okay? Don't just digress. You can go there for a minute or two and make your issue, make your correction, but come back to the issue. Use this space so that everyone who comes here gets to know that we are marching on Tuesday. We want to see the police come out, to feel the pressure to start saying, you know what, Tuesday don't come. We want them to help us advertise, our idea more. But every time we don't talk about that, every time we focus on folkry, we are missing the point. We need to focus on the issue and loudly talk about it and use this space as much as we can. So me, I'm going to encourage guys who are speaking here, take the most time encouraging people that we are having a match on Tuesday. Whatever happened in the back, happened, and people can have years or 3 about it, and people can predict what is coming on in the future, and people can try to check each other whether you're genuine or not, whether the money you're receiving is being accounted for or not. That can still go on, but the matter has to take center stage. It has to take most time on space. The space has to be occupied mostly by what we are planning to do and how we are encouraging people to come in here and march on Tuesday 20th, this coming Tuesday, and we're having other matches that people are preparing up front. The Gajah people are also planning. We need to make sure that these activations are, in people's ears, in people's minds, and also occupying the space. That is my basic idea. Thank you, our host.
Thank you, Baba Dada. Jemali?
Am I loud and clear this time?
But amplify your voice.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever we are as comrades. I think personally, I was so disappointed because I've not been on these spaces for a while. For reasons, this is my rep month, and I have been trying so hard to go and see my shrink to feel better. Secondly, because I am busy in the field trying to print matter that I'm supposed to distribute to Martin and other people that are willing. Thirdly, because I've been getting threats. So I needed a setback. But I thought we had talked about this money issue, and it was good to set. I was really disappointed because I was on that space yesterday only to hear the very people that have been banning it with their mouth or their pens or whatever it is that they are saying about this. I thought we are leaderless. I thought we were not going to talk about this money issue. I don't remember anyone being told not to collect money if they want to. If anyone wants accountability, like I said, let them pick up their phones and call Agora or call Agatha. This whole lamenting online, not everything will be solved online. Not everything. Ebintu ebimu tulina kukozesa buntu bulamu. I think tutuuse mu stage where we need to start using common sense and not emotions. Yeah, it really saddens me to see people associate us to making money. People's lives are in danger. It is sad that we have to come back, talk about money. I thought we had a space for this whole bullshit. Yeah. And we thought we had put it behind us. So it really saddens me that we are giving Cynthia and her clique so much space, so much time, yet we have been moving forward without her. If she's here for the money, mukwano genda bakuwe sente. genda yekuwe sente. We have no problem with that. Naye ffe tujja kweyongerayo maaso. Oba mwekuba lwa sente, oba mwekuba lwaki, nze sikeranga nko ku makya ne ngamba I will not stick. Era mbaddeyo mu background nga sijja naye nga stika zange zikola. Nga bwe nkola n'ebirala. Yes, I have met Agatha personally. If I actually doubted her, I would have asked her questions. So we need to move forward. Personally, saagala kumanya oba bamuwa biliyoni 10 naye zikola ki ezikola. How is that my problem? How is it my problem to good girl bamuwa sente? How is it my problem dada bamuwa sente? The question is the money actually doing what it is doing? If the answer is yes, then what is our problem as Ugandan? I think we need to stop giving this little girl, I'm not going to call her a woman because she's in her 30s, I am going to call her a little girl. She wants so much attention. Some of us can get that attention because we know how to speak. But Mother Uganda, before anything else, we need to move past this little girl and her sack of, because yesterday Shana was actually saying things about me, but I wanted to come back and say and tell her that this did not happen. I will say it one more time. I don't give a fuck what Cynthia said. I don't even give a fuck if she started this movement, which I think she did not start. But I am going to do my job as a leader and fly, stick, wear my reflector, do whatever I need to do. I will not stop. If she wants her money, let her go to the EU, let her meet whoever she wants. Some of us have met so many people that it is normal because I come from a political background. We need to stop giving this little girl, she's not a woman. I'll not give her that respect of being a woman. She's a girl. That is why we have people pinning their marriages on the internet, thinking the internet, no one is going to be happy when we are putting our dirty linen there. All they want to see is us fighting all the time. I think it is high time we stopped giving that little girl space on our time on our space. Let her speak. If she wants to speak until tomorrow, let her speak. If Agatha stole or whoever stole, but personally, I think Agatha is doing a very good job. Yeah, all other people came on board when Agatha was already there. So I don't see what the problem is today. It's money. Bagala sente. Bagala sente bagende beyogerere. Tbalina twogerera abasigadde. Yeah. Thank you, Chikongo.
Thank you so much. Ugandan, then Mukasa. Self Uganda, then Mukasa.
Chigongo, it's Tosije. I am Ugandan. And,
oh, right. Okay. Mr. Mukasa, then Moji Martin. Mukasa, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you get me, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Simanyi where to start, but we had it to hashtag March to Parliament and stop corruption. Then they become 30 on the main topic that Anita must resign. It was the third hashtag. Then we had others therefore, then to make them 7. Mu hashtag ezo, tetwalina mu kigambo accountability. Mu hashtag ezo March to Parliament temuli kigambo agola. Temuli mu Agatha. Temuli mu Spire, temuli mu Toko. These people, mubango bado bafollowing bulungi, gye bavudde bifunga tunabana kugamba nti we are marching to Parliament, babadde balina omulimu gwabwe bakola. They were doing their job. In fact, omulimu babadde bakola na muzito nnyo okusinziira ku society mwe bali, okusinziira ku government gye balimu. I don't care oba bafuna ki, I don't care oba baweebwa ki, oba baweebwa sente mekoba kawumbi ka $1. Tufe twadya ne hashtag ya March to Parliament to stop corruption, Anita must resign. Then bwe muddira hashtag ezo 3 nga bwe ziri ne muziteekamu agola, ne muziteekamu Agatha, ne muziteekamu Toko, ne muziteekamu Spire. Oba ne muziteekamu ebintu by'essente. Naliko wano ku space ndoza nga tenda bakujjamu bagezi, I can put it that way in quotes. Nga tukyali batono nnyo. Ne mbagamba kye tulina okusooka okwewalira ddala is to play Museveni's game. Omuzannyo gwa Museveni gwe gulwa. Museveni addira ekyokumanyisa ky'olina n'akikukubisa, akikuggyako n'akikukubisa. Okitegeera. So bwe tuba nga tulina akasente akatono ke tukola okutinze, agenda kuleeta abantu batandika okutubuuza ezo sente twazijjawa, ezo sente tuzikozesa ki, ezo sente. That is getting our weapon and using it against us. Okitegeera. That is Museveni's game and we can't win his game because he's the inventor of the game. Tetusobola muwangulirayo mu muzannyo gwe. So nalikera wano mu space ne mbagamba nti tebatujja ku mulamwa. Space eyo yaliko abaana bali bagamba nti we should march to the courts, like abaana nga bamaze okubakwata, abaana ne bagamba nti tumarchinge ku court. Ne mbagamba hashtag eri march to Parliament stop corruption. Ne mbagamba nti abakutta abaana abatalina musango, peaceful protesters, the pain is in their asses. Bajja kubata because babakutte senye raba, Al Jazeera raba, buli kimu kyonna kiraba. Forget those motherfuckers, they will free. Abaana be bakutte tusigale ku mulamwa. Bagenda kuleeta ebintu bingi era nze nali ku space eno ne mbagamba nti tuli mu lutalo. The problem we have, tetwagala kubeera very open to ourselves. We are at war. Eyinza okubanga lutalo lukyali cyber war, tusobola okubanga tukyali mu cyber war, but it will get physical or it will go beyond that. Naye nga kye tulina okutegeera nti tuli mu lutalo and tulina omulabe tatuula asigala alwana kubanga gwe tulwanyisa mulabe ate w'amaanyi kitegeeza tasobola kutuula wabula gwe bw'okwata emmundu gye wampadde n'otandika okumbuuza mbu yakubye abantu bameka mbu emmundu ze nakuwa kati zikoze ki mu lutalo then basi kutegeera mu lutalo Musa bwamuwa omuggo ogenda okusevinga abantu be abaana ba Isirayiri bw'ovaayo n'otandika okubuuza mbu lwaki Musa alina omuggo gwakuba mu mazzi ne gwawula amazzi then you're fucked up. He's saving you. I don't care agola yafuna atya sente naye yali mu lutalo lw'okulaba ng'abaana bateebwa abaana bazunga toko yakolanga tweet ng'agamba sinnafuna kyakulya up and down. Okitegeera waliwo abantu abafuna sente mpitirivu nga tebalina kye bakolera bannayuganda agola bw'oba yafuna akakadde ka dola ng'asobola okumuvinga up and down okusevinga obutafaali bwammwe lwaki temumwesonyiwa lwaki temugenda maaso n'omulamwa because bana betuliko esawa abannayuganda tulina ekizibu most of us we are victims of 5 P's. We are victims of power, property, prestige, popularity and pomposity. One of the biggest problems Ugandans have. Botunulira Matthias Mpuga. They think they know much. They think they are better than others. They think they are very important. They think that they understand things more than others. That is pomposity. We are victims of power. Power is something very dangerous. It incorrupts the best. Because njagala mbabwira mazima bamu ku bakulembeze betubadde nabo badde balungi. But what has corrupted them? That is power. And it attracts the worst. Esawa eno mukozi ayagala kufuga gwanga. That is power attracting the worst. Muhozi si ateekeddwa okuba ne mu kifo ekiyinza okuba nga kinoonya obwamemba wa palamenti munansonyiwa okubanga ngenze musongezo naye ngezaako okubalaga obuzibu bw'abannayuganda nti tugezaako we habitually gravitating on excuses tuva ku mulamwa n'otandika okugenda mu excuses lwaki buli alina ssente bwe ziti alina ssente ozaagaza ki we are at a war tuli mu kulwana lutalo twagala Anita must resign we want to stop corruption because in stopping corruption there is no accountability comes after you've stopped corruption. That is you can ask. Ate bwe tubeera mu lutalo tutandika kugamba nti nno nze mugira mu mpaaka ekyange nzira nkwatira wano ngandya we have to first win the war then we eat. Mukitegeera so
thank you so much.
I wanted to make a conclusion. I want to make a conclusion. Yeah. Sorry. So I'm going to conclude by some of the great words from Sankara. I mentioned it sometime back. Our revolution is not a public speaking tournament. Our revolution is not a battle of acceptable phrases. Our revolution is not simply spouting slogans that are no more than signals used by manipulators, trying to use them as catchwords, code words, and foil for their display. Our revolution is, and it should continue to be, a collective effort of revolutionaries. You who are here, you're revolutionaries. Transform reality to improve the concrete situation of our masses, of our country. Yalisoma Sankara. This is our revolution. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sheshe, you have a hand, but Martin is supposed to come after you, before you. So, Sheshe, you first say what you are supposed to say, what you want to say, then Martin comes.
Okay, good morning, guys. I hope you're doing fine. Am I audible?
Yes.
You can hear me? Okay. For me, I'm going to talk about the march to Parliament that is happening tomorrow. Our comrades are marching tomorrow. They are going to they are marching against corruption tomorrow. And for those of you who are like, you don't want to march tomorrow just because of what happened in the night, because we were sleeping and some people were discussing march to Parliament, blah, blah, corruption, Agatha, Agola, what, just to discourage you. But I want to tell you, wake up tomorrow and go to protest. You understand? These talks, these discussions are just staged. They are staged to divert us. They are staged by the Safe Corridor guys. They are fighting to see that we stop these marches, we stop these peaceful protests, because they were against these marches right from the start, right from the beginning. Tony Natif was here. I remember last month when we had just started, in June, when Suna had just started this space of March to Parliament, Tony Natif was here, and he was trying to convince us to go and present a petition to the Parliament. Just like he picked some of them, and others refused. That's why he is using some of them to pin Agatha and the Agola guys. He wanted this attention to be on Public Square. Public Square wanted all this attention for themselves. That's why everyone who is coming out to push this thing of accountability, what is coming from that team. You see, all of them, they are allies of that team. I know them. Like seriously, we shouldn't pay attention to these guys. We should go on. Let them not succeed in diverting us. So for those of you who are marching tomorrow, please march. And in a few days, we are also coming. Gaja is coming in a few days. Next week, this week. This week, today is Sunday. This week. So please, comrades, don't back down. We are marching. Tomorrow you go. In a few days, we are also coming. Gaja is coming. We are not backing down. We are going to give Public Square a headache. We are going to give them headache. Those are my words.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Martin?
Good morning, guys. Good afternoon. Good evening. Back again here. Hey, Jmo called someone little girl. And I think, yeah, I'll also use that same word. She's a little girl, but the little girl has people behind her. That's what we should look at. I don't think that girl is standing alone. It's the reason the very first time when she was brought on space to talk about herself, even when she was told and advised to take down what she had written, the confidence with which she had, like not to back down, showed you she had people behind her. And now time vindicates us. The people behind her are the ones trying to fight. They're fighting Agora, but indirectly they're also fighting us. I mean, we cannot deny this. But for me, what we take from this, let's get more harder and more tougher. If they're pulling the ropes to the extreme, then we should also increase. If it means holding spaces daily on the same issue, let's increase 2 times more, so that it's not something they're going to handle. That space of the night, everybody, for those who are on it, we saw some of us were there, we're almost exchanging, and we just decided to leave because there's no way you're telling me that a person who is trying to ask for CGU accountability or yes or not, the same people who have not been advocating for March to Parliament. I mean, these are the bitter facts. I mean, these are state agents. Me, I would say this deliberately. State agents that are pretending that they are trying to now stand for the cause, but with a different agenda. You can't tell me to go slow on Fatball, Hillary, or who, when I'm really seeing that they're just deviating us. So for me, my point is, guys, let's just increase the pressure the more. Let's advertise Gajak. Let's advertise our town hall meeting. Let's increase that. Let's just widen the gap. Let's just make them stretched, because we are not going to back down. I mean, this girl, let's not look at her like she's alone. She's having people behind her, and the people behind her, they are the ones who are now pretending that they're asking for this and that in order to show like they're more honest. If they are more honest, why is it that they didn't join us on the cause? Yeah, why didn't they join us on the cause? Why are they now coming out now? You tell me the space which has Kasumba was been derailing us. You the fat boy. We cannot see our enemies who have been fighting us, and then we take the soft stand, seeing them killing our part of our movement down. Agatha and the rest have done a good job, which others fail to do. So if others are suffering from egoism and it being egocentric just because maybe the other people are doing the job well, then I don't understand them. Is it self-entitlement that they feel they should have done that civic duty for themselves, or what? If they fail to come out and someone else is doing it right, so what the hell? Yeah? If they're having their personal issues, I'm even just shocked that I'm discovering that Cynthia was once with Agora. Personal. It's not actually even was. So such things, let's just actually now start ignoring them, like through increasing the pressure. Like Dada said, let's increase our pressure. Let's start monitoring who is with us, who is not with us. We are not going to play to the book that we should take this software. One way we are only going to win this is by not playing to the book by which other people want us to play. Okay? I beg to use my little time to give Jemo because she has a hand up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Martin, for your submission. 30 seconds, Jemo. Then we have George, and then Olop.
Am I loud and clear?
Yes.
Martin, the sole reason why I'm calling Cynthia a little girl, ebiseera ebisinga nti omuntu bwe yeeyisa contrary to their age simuwa kitiibwa. Bw'aba nga alina issues ne Agora, she didn't have to put her nonsense online. Nze muyita nonsense. Omuntu yenna bw'aba omuntu omukulu akeera oba afuna obudde n'agenda n'atu. We all know where their offices are. They are open offices. It's not a place they will hide. If you have issues with Agatha, you go to Agatha. You don't bring your issues online. So nze okumuyita omwana omuto kitegeeza nti n'abali bonna abamusupporting emabega bonna mbatwaliddemu egundi category y'emu. So bwe tuba tetuwa Cynthia space ya kwogera kitegeeza n'abamufiweeringa emabega bonna tuba tubasazeeko. If they have issues, because when you listen to what their submissions were yesterday, it was about Agora this, Agatha this, Agora this, Agatha this. Nze omuntu bw'atyo making sure nti musalako. So siina budde bwa muwala oyo si mukazi.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Jimmy. Yeah, George, Olop, then Charles.
All right, thank you so much, Kashamba. Greetings to every listener. I'm still struggling to make sense of the fact that we've accorded so much time to this trivial issue that actually is less productive to the broader cause that we have ahead of us, that is March to Parliament and fighting corruption. You know, we cannot and must not offer ourselves to be distracted from something that has been important to us since day one, simply because some people sprout out of the satisfaction of their resent against certain individuals and entities. I would love us to look at the people that have been mainly in the pursuit of this accountability, as they call it. I mean, they have the right to, but let's look at their participation in the March to Parliament before, during, and even now. For a big number of them, there are people that have not always even actually appreciated the pain and oppression that most of us go through. They are the very same people that have been mocking us from day one in relation to the March to Parliament. And with everything that is going on in this country, from the innocent lives lost to the garbage in Kitezi, to the recent legitimization of the courts of the decision of the commissioners to add themselves the 1.7 billion, which has actually empowered the speaker from actually buying this issue from being debated. It is in our own disadvantage that we can actually sit here this Sunday morning and start talking of such issues. They are very petty for us to invest in our resources and our thoughts because it's counterproductive. So, my brothers and sisters, this is my comment about those issues. Let's not give them time. Let's not give them thought because they're insignificant to this cause. This cause is not about Agora. It's not about Agatha. It's not about Cynthia. It's not about public space. Neither is it about me or anyone, but it's about Uganda. And everyone that is willing to partake in it and commit to this cause is always welcome. For those who may not fully commit to it, we shall always move on from them because we don't have time to waste. We do not have that much time to waste. Like we've been speaking here, let's try to focus on the most important things. We have colleagues who are going to be presented to court tomorrow because they are arrested for peacefully marching. We have those who are going to be marching on Tuesday. We have those who are going to be coming Legaja and you're just looking forward to see what's going to happen. We have town hall meetings that are going to be happening in relation to creating a wider spectrum of dissemination to the public. We have a broader march that is going to happen on the 9th October, which is going to be the Independence Day of this country. Because one thing you should appreciate is the fact that these guys first took our freedom, they took our rights, they betrayed the promise of independence of this country, and now we have the duty to restore that independence as it was fought for in 1962. So us coming back here and now start discussing these issues of about this one did this, this one did that, about even the money they speak of, they do not know what money it is, how much it is, in what currency it came. This alone can show you the picture of what their intentions are. For those who have had the benefit to actually listen to most of these people speak and present their issues, you've actually realized that these are personal vendettas they have against these persons. They're out of resent, they're not substantial. So me, as a person who marched, got beaten, got taken to Rizira, and came out, I really feel saddened and disheartened that we can now spend more time discussing these more inconsequential issues when we have a bigger fight against us. Before we set out to march, we had objectives, about 7 or 8 of them. Amongst them was the speaker resigning, the commissioners resigning, a reduction of salaries of MPs. We are yet to achieve any of these objectives, and now we are setting ourselves to be distracted from those. I rather propose that we stick to that thing that brought us all here together as a people, stick to the objective that we've been fast tracking. If we're done with Parliament, we move on to the next thing for as long as it's going to bring this nation to the place that we want it. But for as long as we're going to invest our time in discussing these issues, trust you and I, many people are going to be let down and many people are going to be de-energized, and it's not what we want because people are already energized, people have been given hope that they have the power and the will to make this country the way they want it. So to all listeners, to all speakers, perhaps if you could drive a conversation in that direction, it would be very important. Yes, it's really good to give response to questions that are asked, but also it's also important to consider what questions are being asked and asked by who. So I'll yield the mic back to you, Moncada.
Thank you so much, Brother George. It is true. We shall not degrade, pull down, and kick our own. Okay? Let's focus the struggle in the right direction, not turn guns against those who have identified themselves as part of us. And actually, it is true that many people, including musicians, joined us along the way when we had started. And so we have no time to audit the musicians, who are their funders, how did they use their money. So that is very long and tedious. We should focus on the big elephant in the house. And Charles, then Olobu. Olobu first, then Charles.
Okay, thank you so much, Ost, and thank you everyone listening. Good afternoon. I've been following keenly. Somehow, at the initial planning of this march to Parliament and stop corruption, I think I joined, but I got taken up because of the illness of my dad, whom I finally lost because of the poor health services in Uganda. So I speak from the real. I underwent it. I know what Mulago is and how you have to struggle to see a doctor. And I don't think that is the kind of country would wish to have. So if I attend to people talking with a lot of English and they want to detract us from the real cause, because I don't see Agora why we need to question Agora. Agora does not collect our tax. Neither does it go to borrow money on behalf of the government of Uganda. And this money that the government borrows, we will pay, our children will pay. And you see the opulence that the leaders that we entrusted to use this money are exhibiting. And someone detracts us and tells us to ask Agora. It beats logic. Parliament is our focus, and let's focus there. And we are fighting corruption. And what they are doing now will affect us now and even in future. But what Agora does, I don't think it is even significant in my life as an individual. I cannot even get annoyed over Agora because of poor handling of my dad at the hospital, and he passed on. Because of the I cannot blame the doctors, because even the service, the facilities are not there for them to work. The drugs, you have to struggle. So how do I relate this now to Agora? So colleagues, friends, brothers and sisters, let's ignore all the naysayers. I call them the naysayers. They can talk, because they can get some penny from the state, and they are smiling today, and they think it will continue that way. But let's not be derailed, just like the previous speakers made mention. We are fighting corruption, and in the process of fighting corruption, there are steps. There are 7 things that we are demanding, starting from the parliament. Let's focus there. Let's leave those other things out. And we should also know that the state is not comfortable with you being focused, because at the initial stage of this, you said we are leaderless. Agora was not there. So how do we now begin asking Agora? Because we said we were leaderless, they were not even. Did we agree that Agora, you'll be our leader, therefore you'll earn all our money? So then why do we digress to that direction? We said we are leaderless, we are triballess, we are partyless, and we are demanding for accountability as a country, as a citizen of Uganda, because we want better. Just you have seen, because of the poor management, people are still buried under the soil, and no one is taking responsibility. And that is what we are demanding. There's a lot happening. So let's get there. And I will urge everyone, I would want my suggestion anyway, that the next course of action, which has already been mentioned, that we prepare to move to Parliament on a Tuesday, and other subsequent activities that we have planned. That should be our focus. And we should not even respond, even when we're in Twitter space, or we continue to do what, ignore completely, and just be there to see that we move and focus specifically. There are many problems along the way. I like quoting my late dad. He says, when you are moving for a mission, there will be bird singing along the way. Should you first stop and listen to the bird singing because they're singing, they are making maybe nice sounds? Get me right. You are going for a marriage, the bicycle breaks down. Should you continue first lamenting along the way? Or you can, I don't know even how to put it. But in other words, I'm trying to say, let's focus on the real issue. These are just petty issues, operational issues. Like someone said, it can be discussed behind, not on this forum. Let's just focus and fight on and move on. The idea which has already started, I don't think anyone will kill it. I know there will be many names, the many Salvadors with their different spaces, but because they are getting some penny today, they are not even worthy of us discussing about them. And as the oppressed, picking from Paul Fieri, we need to be organized. And being organized, that means we have to actually ignore a lot of things, because there are many people who come with a lot of English, they think they are better exposed than the rest. I can say this, and we are the ones who are feeling the pinch of this. We are the one paying the taxes, and we see our taxes being mismanaged. We are the ones seeing government borrowing a lot of money, and this money are not put in good use. We are the ones seeing our children. Can you imagine the modern day Uganda still have children studying under trees? And is that the country we want? With the Kampala having potholes, is that the city we are proud of? Oh, for God and my country. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay,
we can.
Charles, you can go on.
Thank you so much, Moncada. I want to appreciate you. Thank you so much, good girl. I actually had a very long submission, but I had to rethink it after Judy's submission and Julio. I really want to say that this being a Sunday, allow me be your pastor. And let's open our books of the Bible and read a scripture that talks about a story where when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, Satan also came along them. And the Lord said to Satan, "From where do you come from?" So Satan answered them, "From going to and from the earth." We should be very mindful that as we meet, interact, and talk, there are some people who have been planted as devils amidst us. So I would want us to focus and move forward with the cause. Some people are just distractors. So I would want to ask you to be very focused and move forward with the cause, just as George has guided and Julio. Let's ignore the comments and the baseless allegations that have been put forward and ensure that this cause moves forward. I had information to share, especially around donations, funding, of how organizations are funded. Organizations are funded based on approved budgets and work plan. So someone can't come out and say, USAID gave Agora money to utilize it for purposes of March to Parliament. Unless March to Parliament was part of an activity that was actually approved by the donors. If it isn't, then it means these are baseless allegations, and let's not give them the attention that some people would want to, want to see us giving them. I was part of a very long treaty space that started, I think, around midnight to 4 a.m. That was hosted by James Onen. And I think Semakade, the council, was part of it for all that time. But what they were doing was attacking the March to Parliament team, Agora. So let's also not, do the same here. We've been here for probably 2 hours. So I would really, really, really want to ask us to focus. Some of us were actually imprisoned and arrested have not come out to complain as people who actually have been outside this cause. I really want to say thank you so much to the good girl and people who have been here actively involved in this campaign for standing strong. Let's not, get diverted. The more we get diverted and fight each other, the more people are out there are actually, doing more corruption at a higher level. As we fight, some people are out there building stadiums using our money, and then they'll come out to say, "Oh, we're doing this for the public." Yet the stadiums they're actually building, of course, they would say, "Yeah, it's our money and it's coming to help the public," but this is not something that we've asked them to do. They're saying it's money that is out of their pockets. So let's really, really focus and move forward with our plans as we had planned earlier. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Senjovu, Wisdom, then Samson in that order. Senjovu, Peter. Okay. Wisdom.
Hello.
Senjovu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, continue.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. First, I wanted to appreciate this move that we are coming on to push. But my comment, I want to just add a voice on Mr. George. I had already mentioned some of the comment that I really wanted to air out. My concern was, why do we really need to put our attention to someone, just to rumors, allegations, other than we focusing on the move, we focusing on liberating the nation, and we're just, those are sparkling things. We shouldn't mind about them. We should be laying now the strategies of how moving forward. Let us lay strategies of avoiding other things like this, because they are going to come, and more are going to be as we move forward. Other critics are going to come over more than this, the one that we have seen. So how are we going to move forward? How can we tame ourselves from that? What I would like to advise those people, like who are blaming the rates of Spire and Agatha, if for them their agenda was money, like those ones who are blaming, let them go also start.
Oh, I can't. Good girl, can you hear this gentleman, Senjovu?
No, I think we lost him.
You can drop and come back, Senjovu. Wisdom? Wisdom, Alena, Porin? Okay. Samson?
Hello? Hello?
Who is that speaking?
Yes, we can hear you. This.
Okay, this is Holly. I don't know if it was my turn to speak.
Okay, yeah, you can go on.
Okay, banange mwasize mutya mwasibye mutya. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Nze bannange ndowooza kampiseewo kino mu Luganda. Tulina okutegeera nti nno institutions zonna Museveni yaziwamba ziri corrupt, very corrupt, all institution in Uganda. The moment bwe twanga twewugulaza Museveni kino kyayagala twerume, twekube, tweyuze ebintu byonna tubitaninga upside down, kino ekya corruption march to parliament. Gwe mulama ge tulina, let's be focused. Bannange bino ebya ssente tujja bikwatako olulala ate n'ekirala Agora ne Agatha has nothing to do with gundi eno theme yaffe gye tulina eya stop corruption. Agora si yaganya okubeera nti Museveni tatadde amadagala mu gundi mu malwaliro. Agora si yaganya nti tulina enguudo embi oba Agatha. Museveni kino kyayagala. Museveni okola statement nti nno eno march to parliament eri funded by the West. Yakitegeera, yakimanya nti nno NGOs bagiwa ssente era yali amanyi nti waliwo ssente zigenda okulinya n'akikubawo pa. Kati bannayuganda ffe twagala nnyo okubuukira ekigaali kati twakibuukidde ne tutandika okweyuza. Bannange you people, let's wake up. Eggwanga lyaffe balitwala. Eggwanga ligenda. Agora si yatwala eggwanga, Agora si yabba amafuta agali ebunyolo. Agora si yatta abagundi, abantu b'Ekaramoja, abantu b'Ekaramoja bafa last year. 900 people died of hunger. Bannange bannayuganda tuzuukuke. Tuleme okweyuzaayuza. space ebaddeko previous ebadde eri gundi ki kubadde kugendako how does gundi ki corruption fight back bino Museveni byayagala tubeere mukana akatogo twekube tweyuze twesambe tujjemu ebwesiga buli omu atandise space tugambe oli yaji owning ono esi yaji owning ene gundi stop corruption teri yaji owning kukakatako nga gwe Munnayuganda alumirizibwa nze taata wange yafa mu ddwaliro we couldn't save him tewaliyo ddagala as however much I wanted to save him netuweereza ssente era yafa omusajja yafa naye Agolla teyali mu bino Agatha teyali mu bino all institutions ziri mbuwambe ziri corrupted by Joel Museveni Kaguta na enablers be ba enablers be bani Anita Mong focus waffe yino okubeera bannange we need to know that oyo musajja yataddemu eki ensi yaffe yagyonoonye. Let's be focused guys, let's be focused. Tugende maaso march to parliament. Anita must go. Ye gundi yaffe gye tulina thing gye tulina tuli partless tetulina gundi dini tetulina ki. We welcome everybody. Naye tetugenda kukkiriza abantu abatuyuzaamu okujja wano okutukola ki okutubuzaabuza. Bagenda kubeerawo Museveni abaplanting bagenda kubeerawo kubanga ye ekimuyimirizaawo ye corruption kyekiyimirizaawo government ye. Those people are going to be there. Naye ffe tubeere ku mulamwa gwaffe. Abantu bafudde kasasiro. Abantu abamu tetunaba na bazuula. Everything is rubbish. The whole system is rubbish. Government ya Museveni yonna rubbish. Eri rubbish. Bannange twetegerere. Museveni tatudde n'abantu be. Twagala bajjako nabo bajja tulemesa. Kakati kino kye baleeseewo twekube tweyuze. Let's wake up Ugandans. Let's wake up. Omulamwa guli stop corruption march to parliament. Ate tewali aje owninga. Kubanga these things started a long time ago. Museveni talidde enguzi today. Talidde enguzi nedda. Kuva we yali mu government y'Obote oba Idi Amin. Abadde azoganya n'okutuusa kati muzuukuke bannange bannayuganda tuzuuke tulwanire ensi yaffe bagitunda. Bye byange. Naye nga bambi thank you guys for holding this space. Naye nga I feel the pain. Nange nkiraba abantu batukuba tuzoganya we batukuba.
Yeah, thank you so much. Was that Wisdom or Polly?
That was Polly. I think we can have Wisdom now.
Wisdom, can you hear me?
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible enough?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Personally, I don't know. This is my first time speaking on any space of X, but what can I say? I'm going to say that I'm a bit disappointed, if I can say that guys have given this Cynthia chick a lot more time than we should have. Because for me, when it came out that she was trying to look out for herself, Smanya and her sister, trying to get visas, trying to get funding, even though the group had agreed that they shouldn't ask for any funding, but she still went ahead behind the group's back to try and get those things. For me, when that came out, I stopped giving her my attention. I realized, this is a self-seeking person, and I stopped giving her my time. And I really feel like all of us should do the same. We should ignore her. When we ignore her, she will go away. Like Martin said previously, Cynthia is speaking, but she's not speaking as Cynthia. Somebody is behind her.
I think we've lost you. Good girl, can you hear? Good girl. Can you hear, Polly?
Mbanagenze nkuwulira avuddeko oli previous speaker. Naye nga I can hear your voice.
Okay. Wisdom, you can drop and come back. Samson.
Hello. I hope we are all fine. I have woken up with a lot of disappointment. Actually, I have just been disappointed the last 2 days because of us giving attention to someone who wanted to use March to Parliament as an opportunity for getting a visa from the European Union to go out to do maybe Hacheyo or what. Sometimes I ask myself, how do people survive? How are certain people surviving before this March to Parliament? It beats my understanding. Sometimes when somebody, you see, I want to take us back. You see, when the parliamentary exhibition started, there was an exhibition. The exhibition that first started for Parliament was about employing what? Relatives. They had put Honorable Nambeshi on spotlight. Someone had sent Spire a screenshotted message, and Spire put Honorable Nambeshi, you please respond. Honorable Nambeshi responded. Now Agatha also came out, put clearly information, put out minutes of a parliamentary commission that sat in May of 2022, just after a few days after the late Olaja had died. Just after the late Olaja pulled out minutes of these guys sitting and awarding themselves 1.7 billion, which was a fact. Other documents, like for example, the speaker's travel. I even remember there was a document that came when Honorable Joel Senior had requested for money to go and visit Honorable Segirinya. That one also came. Honorable Joel put it to light. He clarified on it. Now this is Cynthia who failed to get a visa because first of all she didn't even participate in the Mighty Parliament. The day before she tweeted that she was sick. that she was not going to be there. And then she has been calling young people to go and do what? To go and protest. That was the first place of suspicion. That was the first place of suspicion that she was what? A traitor. And then she had started receiving messages from the other guy of the public space. You know that guy likes popularity, publicity. Once likes taking photographs with the people and then he posts. Maybe because he wants what? Content. So that one had already reached out to him and she had already given out contacts of those of praise, what. But all in all, she failed her deal. Now my question is, if she says that God has received the 200, let her bring facts. Just like facts were brought that yes, the minutes were brought, 1.7 billion was awarded to the commissioners. Parliament was accepted. Yes, the speakers increased her what? Travel allowances. Those facts were brought. All facts were brought. Now why is she getting her facts? At least it's high time to ignore her since she has failed. Sometimes I wonder how we live. If she really needs support, if she needs support, that is not the way of asking. Flocks can mobilize for support and give to her. Then secondly, one time I had her saying, oh, the money that Agatha collected, that people want money for tuition, people want money for rent. Really? That money was not supposed to pay
Hello?
rent. Agatha, yes, are you getting me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear
Yes.
you. I was speaking, but I think I'll let the current speaker finish, then I'll continue with what I was saying.
Yeah, I was like, so that money was not supposed to pay rent or what. First of all, there are pending cases in court. You know how funny the prosecution is, keeps yearning, and lawyers need to be facilitated. Lawyers need to come to court. Sometimes the lawyer comes to court, the magistrate is in this post. How are you going to facilitate the lawyer if you're demanding this money for rent? How are you surviving before a match parliament? I think it's just twisting the narrative. One, me, I would recommend that let's agree with what George has said. George's submission is the best. I think I want to concur with George's opinion this morning. That is what I can say. Otherwise, I want to thank all of us. Let's keep focused and ignore. Then there is a guy in USA. Is he called Hillary? And then who? He's the one who is trying to. Usually that guy receives funds from LGBTQ community, but nobody asks him to account for. So if they say God has received the money, what did the money fail to do? What he was supposed to do? And what was the money supposed to do? Was it supposed to give activists data? Was it supposed to pay activists rent? Was it supposed to give Cynthia a visa? Was that money supposed to? Sometimes I get mad. Sometimes I get mad when I see some mad people on my TL. What I just do, I just unfollow them. But me, I want to agree with what George has said. George, may God bless you. I want to agree with what you said. Let's stick to the code. I thank you.
Thank you, Corinne. You can continue in 2 minutes.
Okay, so like what I was saying is, Agatha came out and gave accountability. She told us what the money did. She even told us the balance she had. She was even well open to suggestions on what to do with the balance. And people suggested that she keeps it because this fight against corruption is not going to end today. People are still going to march. People are still going to be arrested, sadly. And people suggested that money could be used for that. So now, when I hear people talking about accountability, I'm like, what more accountability do you want? Especially since when they were collecting that money, no one was forced to contribute. Everybody did it out of the goodness of their hearts. And I have a feeling that the people who are banging on about accountability did not even collect a single cent. Kati also, the more we keep fighting, this thing only benefits Museveni and his crew. So like people have said, let's stick together, let's continue, let's not lose focus. Our focus is fight against corruption, march to parliament, Anita must resign, and everybody in her orbit, everybody that enables her, everybody that has given her all those wings to feel like she's untouchable, everything must be sorted out. Like, let's focus, let's ignore all this noise, let's ignore them, they'll go away. Those Tony natives and Cynthia's are all doing all this because they were exposed as I don't even want to say that they were double agents, but they were actively working against us, against the ordinary Ugandan that is affected by corruption. They are self-seeking people. So we should ignore them. We should focus on our main objective, which is Anita must resign, march to parliament, fight corruption. I beg to submit.
Good girl, I think you can take on. I'm preparing something to bite. And so you can take on the people and continue. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Florence had given, I don't know if has finished to speak, but we will give
No, I am
the Uganda, say Uganda. Florence igwaddako. Nedda mama. Nedda baba. Nedda mulanyi amekutako kwa Uganda. So lindako katono.
Nayanza nnyo comrades mwebale nnyo bannaayo omulimo ku mukolo gw'ettendo eryensi yaffe Uganda mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala bannansi bannange bannayuganda bannange ebintu bingi nnyo ebituli mu maaso nga zo disappointments zijja kubeerawo, but for me I would like us not to take those disappointments as a block in our ways, kubanga nakyemalayika nnyini omutujju Museveni n'egganga ye y'abatujju bajja kuteekawo embeera etumalamu amaanyi okulaba nti obutawano tuluggusa. Nakyemalayika nnyini akimanyi bulungi nnyo nti bw'agamba nti abazungu nti batuteekamu ssente okubaako ne kyetukola eryensi yaffe Uganda, ekyo kitwagabulazi nti akazo ke tumutaddeko akawulira era kamunyiga. Nakyemala wabanga agamba nti alina obujulizi obugamba nti UN nti aba European yukoze bikyami bataddemu ssente bakibafanda. No, asobola okugamba nti embasi zaabwe zigalewo. bwabanga alina obujulizi ng'agamba nti batwe anti agamba nti alina amaanyi alina obuyinza alagire embassy eziggalewo kubanga toyinza kubeera nga olina obujulizi nti waliwo abapandinga abagenda okujja mu buyinza ng'olina obujulizi waliwo abapandinga abagenda okujja mu buyinza n'obaleka nga bakyayinaayina bw'aba yita musajja aziggalewo omanyi nakyemalira atutte nti yagenda n'alowooza nti obwongo bwaffe abufumbye nti tetukyalina kisobola kulowooza eri ensi yaffe Uganda. In fact nakyemalira alowooza nti bw'alaba ebintu activities nga zino nga zigenda mu maaso ye muli alowooza nti bwalina okubeerawo omuntu alina okutulowooleza oba otuukako okwagala ensi yaffe. Whatever we are doing for the love of our motherland Uganda. With that one, terrorist group Dictator Museveni must know, and his NRM terrorist group, they should know that we do whatever we do for the good of for the love of our motherland Uganda, not being pushed by anyone. Kubanga tukimanyi tulina ensi emu yokka Uganda bweti. Tukimanyi tulinayo nsi ndala yonna. So, comrades, one of the land men in our motherland Uganda, he told us that such people who really, who have love for money in the struggle or in each and every activity that we do for the good of our motherland Uganda, those people are not meant to be part of us. Those people are not meant to be part of us. If we kulumba maaso mu buli ngeri yonna, they should not be like stumbling blocks in our way. Abo abalidde ssente bwana kimali abawadde ssente bakole ki abo tubatunulira butunuulizi just to noting of notings down kubanga amakakasa bannansi banene olutalo lulina okugguka olw'enguzi egenda mu maaso mu nsi yaffe Uganda n'okulaba nga tunulira ensi yaffe Uganda zintalo zirina okugguka. Those people there will be time for these people to pay back. We just not them down. We expose them most likely, just like here on Twitter. We can expose these people whom we suspect that they are taking us backwards. Ngafe tulumba maaso. Bannansi bannange nakyemalira. Essaawa eno ebintu ebimutudde bingi nnyo. Bwe tubanga is march to parliament. I mean, enogondi affirmation ya march to parliament. Anita Among must resign. Stop corruption. Bino ebintu Dictator Museveni bimutuddemu awulira. Yensonga lwaki nti ateekawo blunders here and there. Nateeka ba propagandists batukola boogera kino nakiri kubanga amanyi gundi gye bimukoteekako. Era ye nakyemalira agenda kuteekawo embeera okulaba nga abali b'enguzi abadifendinga mu buli ngeri yonna nga bwetwalabye kye baakoze ku mpuuga ne bannaabana abali enguzi. Naye Katonda mulungi nti ensi yonna neemanyi nti mpuuga yali enguzi n'ebibala ebyavuddeyo okubabaaninga obutadda mu guuni mu Europe mu USA n'ensi endala ebibala birungi nnyo. Tebalina bye bagenda kibiramu. Tebalina. Tubalina bannaye tugende mu maaso ne wabeerawo abagala okutumalamu amaanyi okutuuza emabega tulumbe maaso. Ku nkomerero tugenda kufuna kye twagala. Ku nkomerero tugenda kufuna kye twagala. One day is one day. Whatever we are going through, at the end we are going to end up winners. Thank you so much, comrades.
Uganda yaffe tuyanze. Florence, you're next now. You have the mic.
Thank you so much, good girl. I hope I'm heard. Can you hear me well?
No, yes.
Yes, thank you so much. First of all, I want to welcome Wisdom's daughter. Welcome, sister. You said this is your first space you are speaking on. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope we see you more often. Come all the time. Yeah. And I just want to give you some information as well. You talked about accountability. The accountability Cynthia and Hillary Taylor, they're asking for is not the accountability of the money we raised for March to Parliament. No. That money that Agatha has, I don't know, about 34 million. No, that's not what they're asking for, accountability. Apparently, in April, even way before the March to Parliament, apparently they allege, because they haven't provided any evidence, that Agora got foreign funding, which is, by the way, okay and legal in Uganda for NGOs to get foreign funding. Yeah. And they got, according to Cynthia, she says 1 million. Okay. And then Taylor comes and says the first batch of the 1 million that was gotten was $200,000 that they received. But again, you see that money, that was way back in April, before even the march to Parliament. Okay. And they keep saying that this is okay for any NGO to receive this money. So for them, that is the accountability they are receiving. They're asking for. It's just unfortunate that they are using all kinds of extrapolation methods to bring the march to Parliament into it. And I'm telling you, for me, I was on that space and I got a chance to speak, and I was like, I'm the commander, So we have, because there were so many people, and I was like, we cannot let this lie and this kind of extrapolation, because it is killing our march to Parliament, just to go unchecked and not cleared. But that is very clear now. Everyone knows. The accountability of demand for issue things has to do nothing to do with parliament, Mashi parliament, but we know they are trying to use it, to kind of the kind of put mistrust within us, because the Agora and Agatha have been very instrumental, and they've played a really big role. They have played their role so well, and they're holding our back as far as legal matters are concerned. So they're trying to use that to create mistrust and credibility issues by demanding for accountability of money from an NGO that has received it. They don't even provide any evidence that they have received it, but they allege. But even the timing, it's only been 4 months only. Okay, because this is just August, so meaning it's 3 months something to ask for accountability. You see, all that doesn't even add up. And besides, so for us, we are aware now. We know what they want. They want to bring down the march to parliament by making us fight within ourselves, mistrust ourselves, because they know that we have been sending our money to Agatha. So they want to put Agatha's image, taint it so that we don't trust her anymore. And that's what we are failing. That's how they're bringing us down. When they start, bringing, now the next thing they'll bring, Uganda Law Society. The next thing they'll bring Good Girl. The next thing they'll bring Florence. Next thing they bring all of us. And then where is the Mashi parliament left? It's on the floor, done and dusted, dead. So yes, we have to watch these things and know where's the motive. What are they trying to do? And like Good Girl has been saying, like all these, who are these people? They are the ones who have been trolling us, the Machi Parliament, the Safe Corridor. They are the ones who have been making sure we fail. So why are they so interested with our accountability? Why are they, why are they feeling pity for us? You get it? So yes, I just wanted to bring that information for you. So that, because when you are saying, we're talking, you thought they were asking for accountability for Machi Parliament, money. And this is totally like, we shouldn't be even in this. But the other thing is, all of us, we should know, we should start with the Agora. Yes, we ask for accountability, but next year in their annual report. Yeah? Because if they receive the money in April, well, if they're at account annual report, us who didn't even give them money and even ask them to do anything, yeah, if we want, we can ask for accountability in their annual report. It's simple. That will be next year, April. All right? But for now, I think they just want to make us, divided and, losing track. And by the way, you people, have you seen what is happening? Now, because of the Kites, Kampala is full of rubbish. It's full of garbage. And now, so they are taking our time from important issues. I think this, Chiba to them, the issue of corruption is really, now you can see all this happening. They are trying to divide the internet. Some people come and start making tweets. Why now? Why are they making these tweets now? Okay, they come to create chaos. They're trying to start that so that we don't see where we are going. Then as soon as we ignore those ones, these ones come. As soon as something else is going to come, people, we have to keep focused. And I agree with everybody who's saying, let's focus, let's keep moving forward. And by the way, focusing and moving forward means, we are now saying we are making resolutions, right? Even on their tweets, we can't ignore them. We can't ignore their tweets. We can ignore whatever. And we just show support for Agora, for Agatha. Like, we can choose who to reply to and who not to reply to. Whose tweets to like and not to like. Like, because you reply on a tweet, you are giving it mileage. You like or retweet, you are giving it mileage. You reply to somebody, that you keep it going. They keep it going. So yeah, we can use it as well. We can think of, putting out more tweets about Machi Parliament, more tweets about mobilization, more tweets about how we go forward. Sometimes it's painful, it's hard to ignore, but we can actually do it if we decide. It can be a strategy. I'm going to ignore you. It doesn't matter whether you tag me or not. I am going to ignore or to feed them, because now that's what they are trying to do. Take our time, confuse us, make us very angry, confused and everything. And by the before I leave, I want how many people are here? We are many people here. So this is what my request is going to be. If anyone does not understand this whole thing, pick the mic and ask these questions. So that we give today, let us just leave it. Today, let us talk about it, everybody, because we do not, personally, I don't want to leave anyone confused, anyone not understanding, okay? Because the more information you have, the better you're going to make decisions, okay? The better decision you're going to make, the more you understand, the better position you're going to get to be able to ignore and actually see things on a broader perspective. See what you did? So, bw'obanga oli eyo mu audience nga lwekyo tannategeera bulungi bino biki bye boogerako. Bano bagamba biki, ate accountability biki, ate Agatha biki, ate Agora biki. Tonnabitegeera bulungi, gokwata microphone obuuze ffe tukunnyonnyole. So that we are not going to leave anyone for anybody to confuse. When we are together today, we give it today, we move forward. Okay? So anybody ask for the mic, say whatever, ask any questions. Buuza buli kyonna ekyowuli ekikuli mu mutwe ekiconfusing kibuuze leero tugende mu maaso. Okiraba, we go forward. Okay? Yeah, so for me that's my request. Thank you so much.
Kale Commander Air Force number is well. We some people were saying we should not talk about this. Information is fun. We're working around social media. We're working around information. So don't think information doesn't matter. Much as you want to go forward, if you leave confusion behind, if you leave people unattended to, this will grow. And people have to understand that we have to make a stand and make people understand that if you bring any this, because they're trying to sell this narrative, okay? And social media works with selling narratives. If you sell the narrative, just like we sold Stop Corruption to people and they bought it, they can as well sell all these doubts if we don't clear them out. And if people buy it, we are losing because, like we said, our war is for the brain. And brain work means you are working around with information. So you've got to give accurate information, you've got to clear confusions so that you work with, and exactly why we need evidence, because you cannot just allege and then don't prove and then you expect people to just follow you. So if we are using information in this war, you must, if you say so and so is a thief, you must come with evidence, just like Agatha and Akora did, So I know it is draining, but we need to talk about these things so that we can move on with clear heads, so that everyone gets informed on which route to take. Please, Martin and maybe put your hands down. I don't like people putting their hands up. That people have been patiently waiting to say something and have not even said the word, and you put in your hands. I don't like working under pressure. Yeah, thank you so much. I don't but kambajukiza ekintu kimu nti government ekola script eja look at me, for example. How have they been able to frustrate Nuba and its work? Is attack everyone around Chagulanyi, take all his bodyguards, take all people who are here around him, take everyone around him, frustrate him, leave him alone and isolated. And it is exactly what they're doing to this movement. They'll start with Agora, take other people until those even of you who feel you are the founders, you are left alone, standing alone. Because look at what happened. It was a collective work. As we called on the spaces, people went marched. As people marched, others were in court. As others were in court, others were at the police station. As others were in the police station, others were already in New Zealand taking food. It was a collective movement, Much as some people feel they did more than others, but it was a collective movement. So if you take Agora that was running up and down, making sure everyone is accounted for, it means the next March Parliament, we will have a gap. So if we trump and throw away Agora from this, okay. First of all, if we put Agora helped us correct all the information, account for everyone who was arrested, profile them, put pictures there. I heard that people were as hurt as having prisoners labeled with Agora. Why did they label their pictures with Agora? Also that happened, but they helped us profile everything from the beginning. As we are calling people, we told them, come with your specialties, come with what you can do to the movement. If you're an accountant, come and account. If you're a poet, come and make poetry for us. If you're a musician, make music for us. So Agora as an organization, as the activists they are, they thought they came with their expertise, and this is what helps the movement. So how do you want Agora to come in, and you don't want them to be Agora? They have to be Agora, and they have to be part of the movement. So that's the best they could do. They could provide for us whoever was arrested, account for them, keep the data for us, So I don't know how someone still goes ahead and question, why did you label it Agora? You want them to label it as who? They're working under Agora as a team. So if we say we don't need Agatha, we don't need Toko, we don't need okay, let's throw those first out. It means the chain that we have already created will be broken, because we had already created a chain of work. Like we have people holding spaces, we are calling people who are making flyers. If we throw General Ali out now, it means we have to create someone else who will do the flyers. We had created graphics guys. If we throw them out, it means we're breaking the chain of operation. So guys, we have to be very, very careful as we break down things. As we chase away some people, we are breaking ourselves in our own way. Someone was saying, how does this affect us? It affects us so much, because if we throw away Agora, we throw away a few other people, it means we're working going behind. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense to some of you, but we'll give the next speaker and then I'll come back and explain some more. Bring back our people next, but I'll give Mugisha 1 minute to say what he wanted to say. His hand was up.
Okay, thank you very much. Otanshandaza mwana we novasa kunshandaza. In 1 minute, I want to tell Ugandans that tomorrow, doctors, tomorrow doctors are marching to Parliament. So anyone who can support, you can go in and join in the doctors, because they have made it also, they have called us upon Ugandans to march to Parliament as doctors. So it's a great initiative. The idea came to life and nobody can stop it. A second thing, because I have only a minute, the second thing we have to know that when we started the march to Parliament, some people wanted to own it. Already we know that. And when some people lost control, out of it, they want to fall down with it, which is not happening because we are moving and we are not stopping. That is the truth. And the third one and the last one that I want to tell you, when nali omuto banyumizanga nti olaba ebakuba omubbi togendawo, omubbi ajja kusongamu nti nabbye n'oyo. So we must know that these guys, the think yazi, nze sijja kuba think ya ababbi abakola ne Piero. You go and check about her work with Piero and the stuff. Ababbi ba think ya ne banne aba public smart square, smart public space. They are thieves whereby kati essaawa eno twabakwatira mu kituli nga babba, they want to drag us down with them, so we shouldn't give them our time. We should remain on course. Yesterday I was on a certain TikTok. Some people even asked me a question and said, Lwaki mwakola march to parliament abaana kumpi 10 mu bonna ne babata? How clean is that? How clean can that be? Tulaba nti waliwo obuzibu ne njagala mubuuze wali oyagala babasibe n'okubatta babatte ofune essanyu nga gw'otudde nga tobeeyunzeemu. Ekyo nga nkitadde badi. The same person was asking me a certain question, regarding there are some people who bakiridinzeemu bahanta abani bafudde bali mu kubuuza accountability. Tewaliwo connection ya ssente ze babanjagola na march to parliament. Basooka ne baleeta million 32 35 ze twakuŋŋaanya ne zibalema kati ne baleeta tebyemabega. So we just have to know that they are trying to drag us down, but we have a lineup of program. We have Tuesday and Thursday. We have Gaja is coming next week. We have tomorrow on Monday. We have a public, we have KCC round table, Kampala round table. We have 28. We have 9th of October. We have a lineup of things to discuss about. So we should do away with the people who try to put us in a cocoon and make us think like they are. Tulina okutambula tugende mu maaso. So that's tubagamba nti no muswadde nnyo. Yeah, we have to know that.
Okay, 1 minute is over.
Madam.
Yes. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Good girl ompulira. Thank you very much. Greetings, Ugandans. Before I even proceed, njagala nsooke mbakubemu acapella since we have Sentinel said and other Ugandans on the platform. Listen to me now. Fewe tuli tetugenda tumanyi gye tuva ne gye tugenda tukubira ku frontline.
Hey!
Fewe tuli tetugenda tumanyi gye tuva ne gye tugenda tukubira ku frontline. Yo! Eno stay on Kambwe nnyo. People, let me first greet you all. Yes, I Mugi. Yes, I need to bring some life to this space because abantu bangi bamenyese emitima wane engeri gye mwogeramu. Naye, first things first, wetulaga mikwano gyange, baganda bange, aunties, brothers, sisters, cousins, wetulaga if you have a weak head, ng'olina obwongo bunafu. Gwe bambi.
Obwongo
bunafu kusaasidde. Wetulaga, it requires independent thinking. You have to be well versed with why you're fighting corruption so that you are not easily moved left, right, center. Wetulaga, if your RAM is minus 0.0111 mukwano, nonya ku kyenyanja olye ku mutwe gwengege and boost up those brains, people. We have been here, and the time I have joined, I have been hearing accountability. Bora Agatha, accountability. Na chief Tony. Well, guys, I understand we need accountability, but let me remind you, not all of us need accountability. Personally, to speak for myself, I don't need any accountability. My accountability is once Anita Among is in Bukedia. Can we change them to another language and we go to the police? Now, as I was, accountability. Most of the time, I have been here. People are talking about this and that, and all that. I'm going to be brief, but before it was good girl Omanyi. I speak quite uncontrollably. I will try to control my emotions and be brief. I have really listened in to spaces that are asking for accountability. Thank you, thank you guys. But please, we are also saying that we have a plan and agenda. So I would request the co-host of our spaces of March Parliament, the genuine spaces of March Parliament. Please, a few minutes after some speakers, we say agenda jetuliko. If it is too much tomorrow with the doctors, please keep resounding it. So that kabere commercial break. Every time a few speakers finish 10 minutes, because there are others joining in Ganze. Since the time I joined, it was sounding like we don't have things to do tomorrow. We are just talking about accountability. Do not be diverted. I understand we need to not be diverted, but some of us already understood this message long time ago that we do not need to be diverted. So keep resounding that agenda, please, in good faith, so that some of us can understand tomorrow there is this program and how can we contribute starting today in whichever way we can. If it is posting, if it is creating awareness, if it is DMing people on WhatsApp, and if it is organizing some of the people where the activity is going to happen, all that. So on Sababu Sabi, that now and then you keep on repeating the program we have, or the activity we have tomorrow or the following days, so that we keep moving in order. And also to direct the conversation, because some of us don't really want to talk about this accountability issue. I'm trying to stay away from it, but I want to guide a few things here and there. Yes, much as we need accountability, you should understand who is asking for accountability. Some people do not even attend these spaces. Yeah. And you will find they are hosting a space talking about accountability. I know a space that was running last night. The host is one of the people Azala Wanyo movement here, no? Yabana Uganda okwerwanako, okwejjako corruption. Naye Yefula is one of those educated people who think he knows everything. So sometimes these people don't even want to know the exact plan Ugandans are having. We take time to come here to be organized by telling us what we need to do, and then we move out to go and execute those things. Some people don't attend to that; they just make their own spaces. When you see someone asking for accountability from Spire, that clearly shows omuntu oyo tamanyi who should to ask for accountability from. And that is because they don't pay attention; they don't take time to listen to other Ugandans saying these things. Ekyokubiri, people who are misleading us, like the small girl Gwemogerako and her family group or Natif and all that, tubawadde nnyo bad publicity, and bad publicity is also publicity. So abantu abo tubamanyi, those of us who can address them. Those of us who cannot address them, politely unfollow, mute them so that their tweets don't appear so much on your timeline. Woba ogenda maaso ng'okubaanitamu. Guys, when you see corruption is fighting with such strength, you should know we are almost uprooting something. We are almost winning this war in one way or the other. If not, we have already won the war. Corruption fight started on X Spaces. It went in newspapers, on national television, but it has been our consistency that has seen this move through those different floors and layers of public communication up to where it is. So right now there is a big force to turn things around. Okulagensi, this is something that is funded by foreign agents and all that. You need to understand, guys, if the day me personally I will ever meet these foreign agents funding good activities in Uganda, I will give them a hug they will never forget. Oshegera Agora has been accused of being funded. We never see the concrete evidence and the bank notices that show that they are being funded by a certain organization. But however, the narrative is being thrown out there now and then. And to my shock, Ugandans come on spaces and begin giving us this information. It is good, but when we make 3-4 spaces and we are talking about accusations, blatant accusations, it is a huge waste of time. Buli akole kirungi mu Uganda ali funded. This is why I want to hug those people funding. Any good girl, if you know your funders, send them my location, njaba wa hug on your behalf. We need to really be thankful to people who fund Ugandans to do good things. However, our funders are not very far. Okulaga obumenyi bw'amateeka mu ggwanga, it is one of the things funding us, fueling us. Okulaga obubbi n'obukumpanya obuli mu parliament, it is some of the reasons we are being funded. And that is our engine, our fuel. If it wasn't for corruption, we would not be here saying stop corruption. It is unfortunate our leaders are able to tell us who funds us, but they are not able to tell us what issues we are raising. Are they important? Do they need to be addressed? If we talk that Kasasiro Atumalawo, we have already lost people. We don't know even their numbers. Katibwenga government or regime, how are you going to address us if you cannot even address the number of people who were killed by the trash in Chikezi? So it is on that note I want to say that Mazima, we need to focus. We need to understand also whenever the regime is talking back, trying to say this and that, you need to pick up the important points. Have they addressed our issues? Have they said that Anita is corrupt or not? They are only saying we are being funded by Bamshafters. So what? Does that take away the problem we have? So issue accountability, Baganda Bange, and those of you who are heartbroken, I have one thing to tell you. Please, when we say we are leaderless, Chitegeza, you are a leader. If you come here and start asking questions of accountability, because that goes accountability really. These are some of the comments I'm finding within Ugandan timeline spaces. So I think we need to really understand that some of us don't need accountability. Some of us are holding ourselves accountable. We are our own leaders. So whenever we are submitting here, to take time to work constructive submission in one way or the other to see how we can move forward, so that we don't just be answering queries and questions from those well-known, well-established regime apologists, and we leave people who are yearning for serious work to fight against corruption without an agenda. I hope I'm making sense. Otherwise, Baganda Bangete Mugwa Mumanyi, if it wasn't bearing fruits, they wouldn't be fighting back. If it was not something that is hitting them below the belt, they wouldn't be fighting back. The only reason we are being fought right now as Ugandans who have no leaders, it's because we are doing the right thing. If we had leaders, we would be crushed long time ago. It is your head plus my head plus the resistance we have created against the evils happening in our society that is making us being hit back by different regime propagandists. Njagala obebaza for your consistency, resiliency. Njagala obategeeza nti there are some of us who are still fresh in this fight. We have even not traveled a mile. We are not even shaken by the accountability questions, and we are not going to hold anybody accountable for some of us because we can hold ourselves accountable. So where are you wobo contributing of flyers, please you can do the flyers yourself. To avoid further accountability questions in the future, let's be the first people to do whatever needs to be done financially. If it is something with flyers, flyers, so that when we close that vacuum, when we have enough flyers in the country, there will be no one to ask was such, because everyone would have printed their own flyers, everyone would have printed their own t-shirts, everyone would have printed their own materials and equipped their teams, whether they are 5 or 10, with stuff that they need to use to fight against corruption. I know you are not weekend. I am just saying this because there are some people who are saying, I'm so disappointed. I have woken up these 2 days. I'm disappointed. My people. If you are going to go along that frequency, you are going to be very disappointed. And I don't know how many times you will be disappointed. So you need to understand, as you fight, this is very personal. You need to identify how does corruption affect you individually, and then you relate it with other rumors that are going around. If they are not helping you to move forward, drop the garbage. If they are moving you to move forward, please continue. Otherwise, they are the only people dying with garbage. We could be victims of death by garbage or trash. We have a lot of internet trash that we involve ourselves in, and it becomes too much for our heads to take on. So sometimes we need to avoid that nonsense, rubbish, trash by blocking, ignoring, muting, and not answering some things. Lastly, I want to say thank you to the governments that have sanctioned the ambassador of Uganda or diplomat or whatever she is, or your cousin wa full figure. Amfananya nyo yo mukazi we Canada. Fanana nyo full figure. Simanyo ba they are related. Na yo mcharo yo abamugobye, which is good for us Ugandans. It shows the dignity of our regime internationally. People are not trusting even the diplomats we have in those offices. But also it creates more problems for Ugandans living in different parts of the world when we have the so-called diplomats behaving like busy. You know, we have people in Dubai who are being affected hugely because of the casino embassy saga. I hope you all know that. We now embassy UAE. At night it's an embassy. At night it's a casino. During the day it's an embassy. So those people are also being disturbed so much if they are holding Ugandan passport. Otherwise, I'm already seeing a lot of wins. I've seen Anita Among doing a lot of personal activities to just disguise. I want to conclude by saying that tugenda tumanyi je tugenda tukubira ku front line. Yes man, back to you my co-host and the host Commander Florence to meet deco dia kwagala nnyo genda maaso
ku front line hey bajja tulira
kale bakomanda mutukute munakisobola temutukwata mwolo kiba kinnemya nti mwembatya atabatya gwenitya wanna be Peter no, Salma Uganda has been here. Then wanna be Peter in that order. Salma, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Good morning. I don't know. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Ugandans. I've been away for some 2 days, I think. Now, Florence, I found a chance to get the lunch. Kakati, okusokera ddala. Yenna asaba accountability. Ku ssente z'ataasaba, ku ssente ezo zonna nga bazoogera. Njagala tukitegeere tumubrandingirewo nti oyo alina bye yeenoonyeza tuleme na kumwonoonerako obudde. Singa tusobola obeera ne ttiimu zinga bbiri nga tulina ttiimu emu ekuba ebyo bipropaganda ebijja ne ttiimu endala esigala etambuza emirimu. Kubanga bwe tuba nga ffenna tudda ku kimu nti propaganda ze tumukube tumukusuule ku ttaka tumala ennaku nga nnya nga tetukoze match to parliament nga tukoze ebintu bitwala match maaso. Simanyi oba ekyo tusobola okitunulamu. Then ekirala ebyo accusations oba allegations zigenda sigala nga zijja nga nnyingi ku bantu ab'enjawulo. Lwaki? Because we are leaderless, spiritless, nga bwe twetuuma abantu bano tebamanyi ani mutuufu wa kulumba. Ensonga lwaki leero gyalaba bajja lumba Agatha, luli balumba Spy, luli balumba Agora, enkya bagenda lumba Good Girl, luli balumba Katamba. Kuba tebamanyi mutuufu. Kuba singa twalina leader, singa balumba oyo ne bamuteeka ku ttaka, singa tebakyali yadde ayogera. Naye tebamanyi mutuufu wa kulumba. Ensonga lwaki olaba leero bajja n'erinnya ddala, luli ne bakuba ono, luli ne bakuba oli. Oba mukitegeera. Badde nsaba tuleme na bonoonerako nnyo obudde. Nga bwe kijja ne tukiraba nga tugamba kati batulwanyisa. Nga tufunayo abantu nga bana bamala. Yes, bwe tulitreatinga bye bagambye, ne tusigala nga tugenda mu maaso. Oba mukitegeera. Then ekirala, other diversions. Oyo Cynthia ne baani bonna they are just diverting us. Mbadde nsaba tuleme bonoonerako obudde. Kuba eno wiiki iba yakubiri nga Cynthia amaze otuweefuulira ebyo nga bwe yavaayo n'ayogera. Kina kuwaza okuba nga neera tukyali ku ekyo olw'okuba leero Cynthia bwe yavaako wazzeeyo abalala abalumbye Agatha ne balumba n'omulala olunaku erinnya ligenda kyuka eri omuntu gwe balumba. So I request that you ignoring. By the way, nze bwendaba ekitanyumidde omuntu ngenda ne mu blockinga. I unfollow nembeera nga sikyabira abasagala muntu wanzija kumulamu so that I stay focused. Kubanga sigamba mbwe awo yonna tubeera ku masimu bwe tuti. Naye bwe mba nga nfunye wakatikitiki n'enzija ne ntunda ku simu yange ne nsanga ate gwe saagala nga yapostinze nga bye bikulembedde abagenda kuntwalira obudde bungi. Obudde obutono bwonna ndikozesa olaba ekigenda mu maaso ku maaki ate ndi kuwoli fat boy ayogera by'atategeera. Oba munfuna. So you can block, you can unfollow. Ebyo byonna ebitalina makulu tusobola obyesonyiwa. And bane basaba accountability oba mugisaba kuki oba kuki. Bwe twali tutandika March twayogerako ku bintu bya ssente. Tetuzoogerangako. Mulinde nga bye twateeka ku agenda biwedde ani kyamaze okuresigninga na byonna byeranga ebyaddako. Mulyoke mujje mutandika bannaye twawulira mwafuna ssente accountability ereeta awo mugitusabe. Naye kati accountability muli tusaba accountability nga nibe tulwanira tetunaba bifu. Bambi buli awulira nga bikubuzaabuzaamu gwe manya nti asaba accountability talina fe atulwanyisa. Tukozesaako ndowooza. Buli asaba accountability talina fe atulwanyisa gwe sigala ku mulamwa oba mukitegeera. Florence nkutumidde. Good girl, thank you. Mr. Costa ali offline for now. I beg to submit.
Salima and the entire team kasule mumpulira.
Nkuwulira ffe.
Ah,